Quantum physics is the science which explains how human conscious and subconscious thoughts affect the material world of planets, people, and things. This is the science that sets out how to explain the unexplainable in a way that matters. It sets out about explaining how consciousness communicates with matter and how matter then responds back to thoughts, your thoughts, conscious and subconscious thoughts. That's quantum physics. Now, let's look at neuroplasticity. This is the term science uses to describe how your brain's mechanistic processes facilitate what's called brain rewiring. This mechanistic kind of feature is activated when the brain absorbs and is influenced by information. So information rewires brains. Neuroplasticity. Information arrives in the form of two source environments. Those source environments that are either external environment information, such as experiences that you have, things you see, moments you're involved in, movies you watch, arguments you experience, trips you take, information you hear, while the other source is the internal environment information, such as waking or sleeping dreams that you have, thoughts that you activate, things you wish for, worries that you think about, problems that you mindfully replay over and over again. That is the internal source environment that rewires brains. The more consistent the thinking, the more rewiring the brain facilitates. Now, external information through experiences and stimulus influences internal information of thoughts. The most impacting external information that the brain captures is a byproduct of information you receive reflecting other people's beliefs. Other people's beliefs determine their own individual thought patterns. Their thoughts are then relayed to you via information transfer. Your brain acknowledges this incoming information, which rewires your brain to their brain. Their mind eventually becomes your mind. These influences are the people who raised you and are the people that you interact with today. So your young brain was neurologically rewired to new incoming information during your childhood. Your brain is massively influenced from the time you're born until you're at least 7 years old, when you're in alpha. This information was an emergent result of the beliefs of the people who influenced you. When your brain was hardwired, it became your mind. Internal information now become thoughts determining the tapestry of your beliefs. Nurtured beliefs are the beliefs of your parents, which they repeated to you so many times over such a long period of time that your mind has captured their beliefs. Your mind then transmits this information into your brain. Your brain then repeats that information to form your mind. Your mind, therefore, is a conglomerate of beliefs handed down to you by your parents and by your childhood influencers. Now, the moment that your parents' mind becomes your mind is the moment that you've lost your mind to another mind. The currency of the mind is what we call energy, while the brain's currency is frequency. Frequencies are known as vectors in linear space. The advance in science now becomes really compelling because this has allowed us to see these vibrating frequencies of thoughts. Frequencies are communal in that they associate, communicate, and are influenced by each other, right? These frequencies are unseen energy, kind of like the energy that you might see from magnets. If you place a magnet side by side, two side by side, one will influence the other, one will make the other move, but you can't see the energy between them. Thought frequency is the same fabric. Frequencies are vibrating waves of information, and thoughts produce frequencies which bleed down through your body, influencing the frequencies that your body naturally emits to the extent that your body's frequencies are affected by the frequencies generated by your brain, by your thoughts. Different thoughts produce alternate frequencies, while different cells, organs, and systems in your body have their own unique vibration. Frequencies are measured in hertz, just as distance is measured in kilometers and miles. The brain, while functioning well and at its optimal, vibrates between, say, 72 and 90 hertz, while the body, optimally operating, works between 62 to 68 hertz. Cells vibrate at a frequency unique to the collective of cells in a particular system or organ in your body. Now watch. Your thoughts affect these frequencies, such as magnets affect magnets, to the extent that your cells vibrate and alter their vibration in accordance with your thought vibration affecting cellular vibration. Once your cells settle to a vibration, they memorize this, and this is called cellular memory. Projectiology now is the phenomenon that explains how your thoughts can influence the vibrations beyond your body. Therefore, the question is, can they alter vibrations within your body? Now, proteins. This is where it all comes together. Proteins are the structural support and driving mechanisms of cells. When a protein moves, you move. So your cells remember your past actions, communicate with your proteins, and you have movement of your body repeating past actions. So Because your cells have remembered and familiarized themselves with your past movement, they continue the same old movement in the same old way, repeating the same old past with the same old problems. By mastering emotional control, you can activate new chemicals to produce new movement so that your body can get up each day as you train it to walk into a new future and not into your old past. So, delving further now into the relationship between body and brain, thoughts send messages to the body. Each time you have a thought, the brain activates a process to communicate the signature of your thought to your body so that your body can act in accordance with your thinking. When your thoughts and actions are aligned, you and I call this sanity. So when you have a happy thought, you produce a happy feeling, a happy chemical, which acts as an emissary of that thought to your body, and your body feels happy. Happy thought, happy body, happy feeling. Soon you're feeling as you are thinking, happy. The same applies to all of your thought patterns. Stress thoughts produce stress chemicals, which damage the body, resulting in unbalanced vibrations flowing through that body. Illness, therefore, is a result of an unbalanced vibration in a system or organ. Stress thoughts produce stress chemicals, causing illness. Because the body is made from matter and thoughts are made from energy, energy is, in this regard, is affecting matter. Therefore, mind affects matter, the basis of quantum physics, right? Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Thoughts can not only make us sick, they can also deactivate the brain's problem-solving centers, as well as the dreaming center and the centers that we call upon to create and follow through with opportunities, to pursue our goals, to improve our relationships, to become abundant, to find a new career, to tap into greater success. Over time, stress turns to anxiety, leading to depression and other such symptoms. Now, that being the case, we need to consider if anxiety is the body's natural response to the imbalance between body and mind. Could anxiety simply be a message from your intuitive center that has been crying out to you for years, asking you, please stop repeating your past painful cycles over and over again, over and over again? Is anxiety the body's way of saying, hey, stop listening to your indoctrinated mind and follow your true mind? It's your indoctrinated mind that runs your show every day at a subconscious level, and you don't even know it. So you may think that you're an independent person making independent choices, making independent decisions in an independent mind for your independent body, but you aren't. You aren't running the show. Your mother is still running the show. So let's go deeper into the functions of the brain. You have one brain which houses two conscious minds spanning two brain hemispheres known as the left and right hemispheres. These hemispheres have their own individual personalities, resulting in two different people inside one brain. But your brain is hardwired to believe that you are one person inside one body, inside one mind, inside one brain. These two identities, these two brain hemispheres, have different and alternate beliefs and alternate ways of understanding the world. They have different ways of communicating with you. In fact, they see the outer world completely different to each other. These two brains have different views about you, your life, your goals, your achievements, even your friends. I call these two brains with their alternate opinions conscious complex entities. For example, let me give you an example. So it's Monday morning, and you decide to go on a diet, which means that you cannot eat your favorite ice cream for the next month. By Wednesday, your body is really missing the emotions associated with eating ice cream. So it communicates with your brain, demanding that your brain convinces you to go to the fridge and dive into a bucket of ice cream. It's then that the voices start, these conscious, complex, conflicting entities. And they say things like, go on, just have one scoop. Nobody will ever find out, says one conscious, complex entity. No, don't do it, says the other entity. So it says, you need to stay on this diet. You're getting way too fat, says the opposing conscious complex entity. Just one scoop, and then we'll go back to the diet again. Go on, you know that you want to, says the opposing entity. So one mind, two opinions, two voices, two choices, one person, massive confusion. I call this experience of confusion the commotion of emotions. And now you're out of emotional control. So now your emotions are controlling your diet, not your brain, not your mind. Your left brain is very good with words and forming concepts. This is the way it translates what's happening outside of you to understand and learn from the world around you. This is the mechanics of your left brain conscious ego. This is the brain that communicates to people and knows everything that's happening in your life. This left hemisphere thinks in detail as it thinks in linear form, progressing from one stage in the past to a future stage by passing through the present day on its way to tomorrow. It is involved in connecting the past to the future in a radius of time along a horizontal line. This ego brain believes that it is you and continues with this as a story until it convinces you that it is you and convinces you that you are it. The moment it convinces you of this illusion, you are on a trajectory to keep repeating your past life and duplicating it to become your future tomorrow, next week, next month, and for the next decade. Your past beliefs, experiences, problems, and difficulties are all sent into your future, waiting for you to arrive. This is what you call stuck. This is the brain that tells you you're stuck, you can't change. So pretend to be happy with your life. Go back to sleep because I'm running the show, says this brain, this left brain ego. This brain that you rely upon daily runs your life based on false perceptions. And for some reason, you trust it every single day. This is the false you. This is who you pretend to be happy with. Your perceptions become your personality expresses itself through your actions, and your actions are responsible for everything that you have in your life, from your health to your relationship to the color of your shoes. Now, you are connected with everything that you have thanks to your perceptions. Therefore, the converse applies. And this is where the magic happens. Think about this for now. If you're separated from everything that you wish that you had based on your perceptions, which science tells us we are, therefore, if you alter your perceptions, will your life change to an equal degree? And the answer is an unequivocal yes. Your right brain hemisphere now, on the other hand, thinks in images. You're associated with what is happening all around you thanks to the activity of your right brain hemisphere. This is the brain of new and exciting opportunities. This is the dreaming, thinking, the genie, the creative center, the big picture thinking brain. This brain represents the real you, the worthy you, the lovable you, the entitled you, the authentic, true, heart-centered you. This brain is you. It is all about the present moment, right here and right now. This is the way that this brain thinks and operates. If you show this brain an image, it will declare that it didn't see anything, yet it thinks in pictures and images. This brain learns kinesthetically through the senses of your body. Information is picked up by your body senses and sent to the right brain for processing so that it can start to put together the incoming information in a form of order which you can comprehend. It is the way that this brain deals with the processes that this information will determine how you think, feel, and act. This information is then wrapped up into a big bag like a Lego set, a mishmash of pieces that need to be combined together into a form that we call order. This big bag of Lego contains all of the information about what is going on outside of you, and it creates new opportunities. And it is always encouraging you to follow your heart. It lets you know what life looks like outside by communicating with you what is happening thanks to your senses. We are all interconnected through the consciousness of our right brain's hemispheres into one big unit we call the community. It also attempts to let you know how your life could be, how it could shift, how it could improve. It dreams for you and wants new and exciting things in your life. It knows you are worthy and knows there is much more that you can do. Your left brain hemisphere opens up this big bag of Lego sitting in your right brain and puts it together in a linear fashion in the form of something that you call order. It is this order that you call your life. It is this order that you call your life. Your right brain is aware of opportunities. Its currency is inspiration, which it enjoys by creating new and exciting experiences. It excitedly sends all of the pieces of information into your left brain because your left brain can put the pieces together. This is the mechanisms that separate left brain from right brain. One brain dreams and wants more for you. The other brain puts all of the pieces together. So the left brain takes a mismatch of information in the form of that Lego set and puts it into shapes so that you can know how to live, how to love, and who to be. In order to put the pieces together, it needs instructions. So it looks for an instruction manual, which it finds in the shape of a blueprint. Now watch this. To find this blueprint, it opens up your memory banks to your past experiences, which it uses to put the pieces of the Lego set together so that it can determine your future path for you. These are the blueprints your childhood indoctrinators left you with as they transfer their minds to your mind. In essence, then, this left brain accesses your past indoctrinated mind to create your future. And here begins your problems. It projects all of your possibilities into the future. However, those possibilities are based on past patterns so that your future becomes a portrait of your past. In other words, your tomorrow becomes a pattern of your future based on the past patterns of yesterday. Your life yesterday, with all of its problems, its difficulties, becomes your life tomorrow, harboring the same problems and same difficulties. Left brain keeps you detached from opportunities. If you experience repetitive pain in your life, it's because you permit your left brain destructive to continue to run your show every day. This hemisphere utilizes a series of internal subvocal declarations in the form of narratives, stories, which tells you things like this. This is your life, and you cannot change it. It's too hard to change. And from that moment, you are separated from new possibilities. Why? Because the blueprint it uses comes with past narratives derived from your beliefs about you and about your life. The right brain creative is all about new possibilities and opportunities, but the left brain destructive is more familiar with familiarity. Familiarity is about recreating what it already knows, even if it is not purposeful in your life in the future. In other words, it doesn't care about your dreams, and it doesn't care if you end up in pain. It only cares about what it knows, and it doesn't want to wander into what it doesn't know. It seems and sees new opportunities and new ideas as risk, so it doesn't follow dreams. It is certain that there is only a past and no future. It cannot dream in the future. It can only dream in the past. This is the brain that recreates and creates the mind that you allow yourself to step into every single day that you wake up. Nature has ensured that your brain regions are combined together for your survival and well-being so that you can work in teams with other people. We call these teams neighbors. When we combine a collective of neighbors, we call this a community. When we join a conglomerate of communities together and then collapse that collective of communities into one, we call this culture. Culture is about conformity. So we must conform to the community and adhere to the culture. This is called habit. It's also known as normal. It's also known as stuck. We are eternally deemed normal as long as we follow the mentality of the community and abide by the culture. Once you conform, you'll be able to predict your future based on the expectations set by your culture. Herd culture then becomes your norm, and then your dreams are stuck in your past where they don't belong. Soon, you must conform to the community habits determined by the culture. And if you attempt to become successful, wealthy, or decide to become extraordinary, you better watch out because you're in for a battle with your community. If you step outside the spirit of your culture by which you are expected to live, you'll be banished, laughed at, ridiculed, questioned, taunted, and doubted. Therefore, your determination will need to be bigger than your greatest doubter. Your persistence will need to be greater than any cultural ridicule. Your endurance will need to be greater than your mocking. Within the confines of your brain, you have two minds with two alternate opinions who are at war with each other. Because of this war, you are stuck in your life. Meditation allows your brain to take control of the part of the destructive mind that is conflicting with your creative mind. Improvement, therefore, is about self-mind control combined with emotional mastery. Your right brain creative hemisphere is able to gaze through the looking glass into your left brain destructive, where your ego lives. But your left brain cannot see into your right brain. Your right brain can communicate with your left brain's conscious functions, whereas your left brain does not enjoy the same neurological access to the right. Your left brain, therefore, cannot see or comprehend your dreams. It is ignorant of the concept of more. It doesn't care about your pain. It doesn't care about how much you complain about your life or your problems or your difficulties. It has become so proficient at managing your past pain that it prefers to deal with the same past pains in the future. It is hardwired to ignore your plea, and this is the brain you rely on every single day. Your left brain destructive acts like a stalker. It is aware of you, your fears, your regrets, your weaknesses, your failures, and it knows what you're doing as it observes all of your activities. The alarming thing about this brain is that it is conscious, actively involving itself in your life beyond your awareness. It moves like a stalker who has found a way into your house, then cooks you breakfast and makes your bed. It leaves a note for you each day on the kitchen table, telling you what to do that day, how to think in that day, how to act out your day. It reminds you of how lovable and unlovable that you are. It reminds you more of your inadequacies than it does of your capabilities. It demands and commands, and you meekly conform to its demands, even though its demands are not inspiring to you. This is the brain that throws all of your self-doubt and difficulties at you, trying to get you to stop in your quest to do something greater. It has become skillful in the art of seduction as it convinces you that this is the smarter you. It convinces you that you must doubt yourself. It convinces you that if you carry through with your greater goals, you might get hurt and lose all of your friends. At the same time, your right brain creative is gathering information from all of the activity that's going on around you in your life. It combines this together, sending it over to the left brain for action to be taken. Your left brain destructive is not designed so that you can holiday in the Caribbean, drive a Maserati on the weekends, or have your dinner cooked by a housemaid. These are human concepts and constructs which you chase in the hope of finding internal emotional happiness. Your left brain is your survival brain and thinks that you need to keep repeating your past pains for your survival. Your conscious ability to dream and then abandon that dream is your survival brain center at work. Part of this brain sits beyond the abyss of the wild frontiers of your unexplored subconscious mind. This part of your brain is beyond your conscious brain's awareness capabilities. In other words, you cannot connect with it on demand. This brain region is designed for one thing only: survival. Its function is to do everything it can to ensure that you reach adulthood so that you can repopulate the earth for the survival of the community. It cleverly disguises itself while utilizing alternate brain regions, which it relies upon for its programs, beliefs, and perceptions, which reside deep beyond your consciousness. It is beyond your conscious capabilities to know what it is doing and thinking. In other words, you're not aware of it. It makes decisions for you on a moment by moment basis to which you are oblivious. Because although it harnesses massive control over your life, you are ignorant of its presence and its dominance. That's how much control it has. It disguises itself. It has convinced you that it is you and that you are it. So you may think that you know yourself, but you don't. You only think that you do. It is because of the presence of these conscious complex entities that you can safely proclaim, I don't even know myself. I don't know me. This massively influential and destructive brain region doesn't care whether you drive a 1984 Nissan Bluebird with 3 doors that should have 4 or a state-of-the-art Mercedes-Benz. This brain exists for the preservation of the species. This brain doesn't like you to know that it is you. Why? Because the moment that you realize that it is you, it is the moment that you will want to take away its power. It knows that if you discover it, you will want to retire it to the far outer regions of your mind where it can no longer control you. So it hides behind an armory of familiar narratives that you've been falling for the past decades, such as you look silly, don't do it, you're not worthy of that, go back to sleep, you're a fool. These negative subconscious unseen thoughts produce a constant flow of unfelt harmful chemicals, resulting in unexplained negative emotions. Living by these negative emotions causes you to lose your ingenuity as you hand your mind over to lesser perceptions until you lose your guiding light. You'll then suffer the loss of integrity, eventually becoming morally bankrupt. Moral bankruptcy deactivates your true heart center where the real you resides. These false limiting perceptions then form together to shape your mask, the mask that you wear every day as you present yourself to the world and everyone in it whom you know. You then try to convince the world that your life is good. So much so that one day you fall for the illusion of your own delusion. And now you have permission to feel good about feeling bad, to enjoy a life less lived than the life you could live. So over time, the toxic leak of negative subconscious chemicals can have adverse effect on your body and mind, which you call illness, disease, anxiety, depression. You will then have thought yourself literally sick. Illness, disease, anxiety, and depression, therefore, are your body and mind's natural way of dealing with unnatural way of living. You are here for more, and this is nature, but you choose less, and this is nurture. It's all about you and how you perceive everything that you think about and everything that you experience through your senses. It's your perceptions that cause your lack of life, your lack of money, your toxic relationships, your failed dreams. Therefore, the magic will appear in your life the moment that you alter your perceptions. Particular guided, now this is cool. Particular guided meditations reverse the flow of toxic chemicals into your body by altering the emotional environment in your body from one of desperation to one of inspiration. Once you make this shift, your body will have a whole new environment that you call wellness. Particular guided meditations unwind your mind to rewire a new mind and align your soul with your true purpose. You can then access the control center of your brain to rewire your perceptions. As you alter your perceptions, you alter your life, and now you're back in control, and your parents are no longer controlling your mind. This is where quantum physics comes to the rescue. Quantum physics is the science which explains how the world of matter responds to consciousness. In other words, thoughts become things. Therefore, when you have a new thought, a new idea, and you place precise detail behind that idea and then embed that detail into your mind as a picture through meditation, and then allow your body to embrace the emotional feeling behind that future idea as a thought, and allow your body to become smothered in the emotion of the outcome so much that your body is now looking forward to this new thought becoming a new reality. It's right then that your inspiration becomes bigger than your fears, that your certainty becomes bigger than your doubt, that your worth becomes bigger than your guilt. It's then that reality will acknowledge this new idea as an intention, and it's then that you will realize how the magic of the universe has been patiently waiting for you to step beyond the walls of the prison that your old thoughts had contained you within. It's then that you will know that you are the creator.